Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, wherever you're out in the world today. Today, we're covering a story that's near and dear to me. That is from a local family that I know about. I know some of the family members personally. Um, this is a call to action for Miss Kayla Prestridge. Rest in peace, beautiful. I hope that your daughter and you and the family, the mother, the father, the brother, the sister, all of y'all get justice. The many cousins and family members get justice for Miss Kayla Prestridge. We're going today start with the presentations. I'm going to start with two news articles. We're going to talk about a fundraiser they're doing for her, and I'm going to show you information that was released by the family, documentations that prove about things that went on with Miss Kayla. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share my entire screen so that we can switch between these things fairly easy. And less problems that way. Tried to record this video before and I was having trouble with the screen share on the recording device that I'm using. So we're going to try something a little different. And I'm going to show these things and hopefully everything looks beautiful. At first, you're going to see my StreamYard. It's going to look kind of funny. Then I'm going to switch. Okay. We're going to go back up to the top of this one. MCSO reviews 2018 death investigation. This is her beautiful family right here, who miss her very much. In the caption, it states, joined with Miss Kayla's sister-in-law, which is more like her sister. They were best friends, Stormy Prestridge. And she's one of the ones that's mostly putting out the information. In a lot of the screenshots that I have from Facebook, it is her account, but I did block out her name because at one time I did, she has it public and she's shouting justice, but I wanted to do it out of respect in my own opinion. And then she's got her daughter, Chadley Nicole Prestridge, right there. And then Miss Debbie, which is her mother, is also pictured with her husband, Mr. Eddie. So that is the picture right there. Investigators recently took another look at the 2018 death investigation involving the late Kayla Nicole Prestridge, and anyone who has hard evidence, not theories, as to what led to her death is asked to contact authorities. Prestridge, 25, was admitted to the emergency room of Amory's Hospital October the 22nd, 2018. And died 4 days later at North Mississippi Medical Center in Tupelo. She was the passenger in a vehicle, and statements taken at Amory ER indicate she said she was going to jump out of the car and commit suicide. Prestige's family is convinced that statement is not true. We want to know for peace and for her daughter to know what happened to her mother. We don't want hearsay. We want hard evidence. If you saw anything, heard anything, don't be afraid to send a statement in. If you don't want to go in, said her mother, Debbie Sanders, of reporting credible information to law enforcement. She added Prestridge's daughter will be 9 in November. In the 2.5-hour-long meeting on September the 6th, family members reviewed medical records, photographs, and written statements with Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, investigators who served at the time of the incident. Both agencies have followed several leads, but there's not enough evidence to present to a grand jury that could successfully lead to a court trial. No one was ever charged in the case. Sheriff Kevin Crook said law enforcement wants to achieve the same goal Prestridge's family does in the case, to find the truth. The last communications Sanders received from her daughter was a text message at 5:38 a.m. that morning asking her to pick her up from the Exxon station in Amory, which was stated as being out of character. Sanders responded roughly a half hour later after waking up, but never received a response. Sanders was notified at 6:45 a.m. her daughter was taken to the hospital. So She got a text message at 5:38. She was asleep, right? She about an hour later responded, so it was at 6:30. And by 6:45 a.m., she got a call that her daughter was taken to the hospital. So it wasn't too long before she responded that she got the text message, or she got the call that her daughter was at the hospital. Says, I can't sleep. Every morning between 3:30 and 5, I feel like that's when it all happened. Sometime between those hours. I didn't start doing this 6 years ago because I wanted to. Crook said several families go through similar instances. It's hard for anyone going through it. You want to give them answers, but when you don't have answers, you don't have answers. You try to disprove theories or prove theories. People are telling them one thing, and when we come along, they tell us something totally different. It's normal, and we see that a lot, he said. With investigations, second and third hand information isn't a reliable source of information and can sometimes waste time and resources. The way we approach it is we hear it, we have an idea about it, it either fits or it doesn't fit what we have actually working, but we got to check it out. That takes time from legitimate pursuits or takes us off track for however long and takes away manpower to chase down a lead to find people 3 states away, and we find out it was nothing but hearsay. We encourage people coming forward with we don't encourage people coming forward with just theories they hear out there. Ahead of recent meetings with Prestridge's family, MCO's investigators rechecked elements of the case, including statements and evidence. It's always good to get another set of eyes on stuff and to go back over things to make sure we're not missing something. Anyone with solid evidence in this case is asked to contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Office at 662-369-2468 or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers at 1-800-530-7151. People can also submit anonymous tips on the P3 app, which is a free to download on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. So that is the news story. That is Kayla Prestridge's family and everything that's going on with that. So right now I'm going to present to you some information that the family themselves have put out, and then we're going to go over the fundraiser that they're doing and why they're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to screen share this right quick. Okay. This right here shows the brain scans right here. And I'm going to read what the family member stated. This scan shows the fracture to the front of her skull. Both eye sockets shattered, the bridge of her nose completely shattered and separated. All the black specks you see at the end, eyes and nose, is brain matter and fluids. The blunt force trauma to the back of her skull didn't break skin either, but was powerful enough to shatter and break her front facial areas. Kayla showed typical battle signs like fingerprints, bruising, and handprints on her arms, but Kayla had no scratches or abrasions that sustained from jumping from a moving vehicle. She had one mark on her back and buttocks area from where she had been getting iron shots, and it was scarred, but not a scrape or abrasion to match jumping from a vehicle. The thing circled in the main, big breaks to the front of the face. That's what she wanted to point out. So these are the breaks to the front of the face. That's where the back, trauma had came from. And you see the amount of damage that was done to her brain. These are the bruises that were along her arm. At the time, as you see, there's no abrasions, but those do look like somebody grabbed her. You can see a fingerprint here, which would probably be the thumb, and these would be the fingers right here. That's what it looks like. You can make your judgments yourself. This is Miss Beautiful Kayla and her beautiful daughter. That's her when she was younger. Okay, here are some of someone else's bloody clothes that Kayla was clothed in when she was dropped off at the hospital this morning. These clothes were 3 times too big for Kayla. She also didn't have any undergarments, and if you know Kayla, you know she never went anywhere without a bra and panties, ever. This right here is the North Mississippi Medical Center report of consultation the day that she was admitted. If you look down here at the very bottom, we're going to zoom in, right? It states that physical examination. She is well developed, well nourished, intubated, white female who really is not doing much. It is hard to tell if she is discordant or desiberated, posturing with her upper extremities. Pupils are equally round. They are sluggish. Tympanic membrane on the right is occluded with blood. Tympanic membrane on the left appears to have blood behind the eardrum. Chest grossly clear. Heart regular in the 80s. Abdomen soft. It is non-descended. No obvious masses. Pelvis stable to rock. They put a catheter in place and is draining clear urine. Extremities, no obvious significant abrasions. She has weak distal pedal pulse. Neurological difficulty to assess. Back. Her back was rolled and there was no obvious step-offs along the thoracic or lumbar spine. She does have a little bit of abrasions on the low back and gluteal area. Diagnostic data. Her workup has been quite extensive. Toxicology screen was noted. Urinalysis was negative. CBC, congregational panel, chemistries are noted. Pregnancy test is negative. ABG is noted. Impressions. Status post catastrophic head injury. Severe closed head injury. Dr. Bobo has admitted the patient to the hospital. Okay, here we're going to scream in on the second page. No other obvious injuries. It is really a lack of any significant abrasions that would suggest a jumping from a car at a high rate of speed. The patient will be taken to intensive care unit and monitored there. They talked to the family and basically told them that they don't think that she could make it from her injuries. Has the date it was signed and everything. The family has released this information. That's Kayla in the hospital. Some of their last days they had with their beautiful family member. This right here is from the one of the family members and friends Facebook post. When I see this photo, my heart crushes. To know Kayla was to love her, and believe me, she loved wholeheartedly. One of the strongest types of loves I ever felt. I hope every single MCSD officer and investigator and MBI can see this photo and it throw daggers straight to their hearts. If she was your child, friend, niece, sister, grandchild, would you feel the same? Would this case steadily be underlooked and swept under the rug, or would y'all be making stuff happen? If it was the other side of the fence, I'm sick of grief and hurt, but most of all, sick of y'all not doing your jobs. Justice for Kayla May. We need to petition this for the whole county to see. I said, you see, Kayla was murdered and it went unnoticed. No news article, nothing. We were silent so that they could do their jobs, but instead they silenced us to destroy evidence and sweep things under the rugs. The same ones involved are the same ones in and out of your prison walls, in and out of the house arrest, probation, out there doing the most. Constantly, and y'all just slapped them on the wrist. If y'all would have done things professionally from the jump, we wouldn't still be having to collect and give y'all things. I have so much crap on my hard drive that I've sent Wayne Cantrell myself. Never. No good type of communication with him either. He always pushed us over and said, I'll call you, I'll let you know, and never picked up the phone to call and let us know anything. No reports, no anything. Hospital reports state none of her injuries sustained from jumping from a moving vehicle, but y'all say suicide. Nah. I mean, what did she do? Hit herself in the back of the head with a hammer? The hammer wrapped in the towel that was also reported to y'all? Y'all failed to go and get the evidence? It's a dang shame what y'all who are supposed to serve and protect have put my family through. Till this till the day I die, I will scream justice for Kayla Nicole May Prestridge. Say her name. We will never forget what happened in 2018 and how y'all oh so poorly did your jobs. Edit to add. This is not a hate on Monroe County Post. I'm just speaking my mind in general. This case was underlooked and mishandled. Monroe County actually has several great deputies. I have also noted they are getting a lot of new deputies, and if they haven't all left or retired, whatever, there was a few good investigators. But the ones who handled our case was terrible. Investigations shouldn't be in their career. Also, the sheriff at the time was the biggest clown there ever was. So there's that. Let's bring this case some light. October 22nd will make 6 years. This is from the family. And this is underneath those pictures that I showed you earlier. This is Kayla May Prestridge. If I don't have all the information correct, hopefully that was also the names I said I redacted just out of, for myself. I did it out of, respect. Even though they have those things public on Facebook, I wanted to respect their privacy as much as possible. Can straighten it out or add to it. But approximately 6 years ago, Kayla tried to call her mom to come pick her up at the Exxon gas station in Amory, Mississippi. Her mother was asleep and didn't get the text till a few hours later and immediately started trying to get a hold of her. If I'm remembering correctly, her baby daddy answered the phone and let them know she was in the hospital in Amory, Mississippi. Upon arriving at the hospital, they were told that Kayla jumped out of a moving vehicle trying to ill herself. The baby daddy literally dropped her off at the hospital and left her there. She had blunt force trauma to the back of her head, no road rash, and bruising on her arms that appeared to be fingerprints. She was dressed in clothes three times too big for her, and her family have never seen those clothes before, and the clothes are covered in blood. She had like 3 shirts on, some bottoms, not sure how many, no underwear, no bra, no socks. Her family said she would never go anywhere without a bra. The family was told that Kayla was beat to death in a house with a hammer wrapped up. They called police to go to the house and collect the hammer, but it was thrown away and the garbage truck run before they could collect. Nothing has ever been done to the baby daddy. Not really questioned or anything. People have tried to come forward to the police, but they won't return the calls or collect witness statements. I was just wondering why nothing has ever been done when she died of blunt force trauma to the head. The doctors have said that she doesn't have any injuries consistent with jumping or falling out of a moving vehicle, and she has bruising on her arm where someone grabbed her and held her. I'm going to attach photos so you can see, all see for yourself, and ask yourself if I'm trying to make sure I get to the correct spot. And ask yourself, if this was your daughter, sister, mother, friend, etc., wouldn't you want something done? Please share and help get justice for her family. Attach your photos of her on the hospital, her arm where you can clearly see bruising, the doctor's reports, and the clothes she was dropped off at the hospital in. This is the report from the officer. On 10/22/2018, officer, they redacted his name, was dispatched to Amory ER to take a report. Upon arrival, I spoke to Jonathan Thompson, that's the baby daddy. Thompson stated that he and his girlfriend, Kayla Prestridge, were driving on Hester Cutoff Road on the morning of 10/22/2018 when Prestridge stated she would just ill herself and opened the passenger side door of his 2006 Nissan Altima white in color and jumped out. Thompson advised he got out of the vehicle and put Prestridge back in the car and drove her to the Amory emergency room. Investigator, redacted, was advised of the situation in report. This is what the family stated with that narrative. Jonathan dropped Kayla off at the ER lobby and met a deputy outside for report. He waited until he's back in Amory to call 911. After casually driving past Kayla's mother's house that morning, caught on security camera. Kayla was already hurt before driving past her mother's home. He was in the mix of coming up with a plan at this point, which is probably when he thought about ditching her body. We have a voice recording of him saying this. I tried to mark out deputy investigators' names without covering anything else. Also, keep in mind, they went through a roadblock around midnight, and Jonathan was driving. The same officer who took this poor statement at the hospital didn't even go in to look at Kayla. And Kayla it was also the same officer who allowed him to get out of the driver's seat and made Kayla drive, and he had suspended license. So her baby daddy had suspended license. They did not take him in. They let Kayla drive. These are some of the clothes. This is one of the shirts. One of the 3 shirts. This is another one of the 3 shirts. What do y'all think? Does the bloody shirt and the same? That was about this post. See this person in this post right here? See the shirt on the left, right? In this statement it says, does this bloody shirt and the shirt that this said person is wearing match to y'all? This said person is a key ingredient to our case. Peep the inset of the neck seam. Justice for Kayla. This is another one of the shirts that she was wearing. And this one right here is where they're talking about, if you notice right here, along the neck seam. Okay. That is what the family is showing on Facebook at this moment. I'm hoping that if we get this out there, some justice can come for the family and they can figure this out. Now, at this point, this is one thing that will lead to that justice. We're going to screen share this right here. They have a GoFundMe. Justice for Kayla Prestridge. Urgent testing needed. So far, they have raised $225 of their $5,000 goal. We are the family of Kayla Prestridge. This GoFundMe is strictly to raise funds for any of us as the family to give to our local sheriff's department to send the clothes that Kayla had on, clearly not her clothes, off for DNA testing to a private company. She got murdered somehow, and we've been waiting 6 years with no results, nothing from them. Now they're taking another look at the case because we asked them to, and they acted to see the inconsistencies and discrepancies that we had to point out to them. They told us last week they have the funds for a cold case, but this week they're telling us it takes 3 to 5 years for the state lab to send it there and back. And we just can't wait that long. Private lab doesn't take as long for results. It's already been 6 years and her daughter is 9. They tried saying she allegedly jumped from vehicle to commit suicide, but nothing in the doctor's statements, hospital reports, or autopsy say anything about a suicide. It says blunt force trauma, and the doctor's statement stated she sustained no injuries from jumping from a moving vehicle. Another doctor note stated that she had typical battle signs on the right side of her head and face. Typical battle signs and jumping from a moving vehicle are two different things. It is ridiculous what the family has been going through to find out what happened to Kayla on the night or morning of October 21st to the 22nd of 2018. Please help if you can. I don't know exactly what it will cost in full, but I do know the sheriff said it would be $1,500 per sample submission and $700 for each comparison. And we need 4 comparisons at this time. So they've got a goal of 5,000, but technically it may be more than that, depending on what you're thinking it for. If you add that up, it's a little over $5,000. And then you got to think they might possibly need more comparisons and stuff. So, I'm going to, let me make sure that I shared this to show it right quick. I just read that to y'all. I am going to make sure I share this GoFundMe. I'm going to leave that up on the screen for those who want to read it themselves. I'm going to post the GoFundMe in the description box of this video. It will also be in the, I'm going to put it in the comments and pin it. So if you would like to help this family reach their goal to try to find justice, you may. If you could just share it out. If you cannot give, share, send it out into the universe. Maybe this video will help the family. And if the family watches this, I hope that this brings justice or helps in some way for the case of Kayla Prestridge. It's a sad situation. No family should ever have to go through this, and you really shouldn't have to question for 6 years what happened. Could you imagine as a mother wondering what happened to your child, never getting justice? And I know that this happens to more people out in this world, but the reason that I covered this one specifically is because I know the family. And they're trying to get new eyes on it. The news is trying to get new eyes on it. They've been pushing for a long time. They've been pushing since 2018. I did not have back then, anybody to reach this to at the time. I was not a content creator then. So, I'm bringing it to the forefront now, to try to help this family. If you don't have money for the GoFundMe, share the GoFundMe. If you don't have money, if you don't want to share the GoFundMe, share this video. Because here's the thing, any kind of support in this matter helps, because this is a young lady who lost her life, on something that is really sad. And now her daughter, they're sitting there wondering what happened. They just want anybody who has information. Anybody who has any information, please call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi at 662-369-2468, or the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers at 1-800-530-7151. Maybe if this video reaches the right person, that the person who maybe you need to search within yourself. If you know something, say something, right? If you're sitting there and somebody's done something to somebody else, what makes you think they're not going to do it to you? Don't hold those secrets if you know them.